Welcome, everyone, to Mostly Laughter, Some Slaughter. We're actually going to make characters for Burning Wheel.
Yes. Yes. Ha 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 ha.
And yeah, so this
Running
is
a little
sort
late.
of a crazy endeavor, and I'm not even sure if we're going to finish making characters during this session. But we're going to start, and it will be at least moderately awesome.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh.
so, uh,
Yes.
The first thing to, I think the first thing to do um, is to talk a little bit about what we want to do with the theoretical campaign. Um, and by that I mean, um, Burning Wheel can be run as uh, like very much like low fantasy kind of Game of Thrones style intrigue. It probably shines at its best there. Um, it can be, but it can be done as like sort of uh, high fantasy with elves and dwarves and all the fantasy races. Um,
I'm sorry, Brad. I noticed that on the Twitch stream. I cannot seem to get my damn camera centered. You keep going though.
okay. Uh, well, you're centered in you're centered in the middle of the Skype picture,
You're
so
centered
that
in all
so it's
our
on me.
hearts.
Um, uh, okay, so you can go low fantasy, high fantasy. Uh, we can talk a little bit about whether we want to do more of a uh, like very. I mean, you could play like a bunch of farmers and villagers, or
Oh
you
God.
you could play uh, like high level experience knights and nobles. Um,
That's what I'm talking
uh, what are the other like sliders? Oh,
about.
it can
His
be like a little bit earlier than uh, full on medieval. Like it could be very much like uh, uh, you know early Dark Ages, or it could be all the way up to like uh, you know close to Enlightenment.
So here's well, this will depend, what you want to run. It would be interesting to see how far we'd go. Now, my understanding character creation is kind of in depth, so it'd be really sad to lose your characters immediately because the world sucks. But it would
Uh,
be interesting to do almost something like a semi-historic era, something like, like the Crusades or something like that would be kind of cool. Like the
sure.
First Crusade, that'd be kind of cool for me.
Mm.
Or there's this old British TV series called Robin of Sherwood. And it was kind of the idea that Robin Hood actually happened in like the 10th or 9th century.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be definitely kind of cool because then we can get into like whereas in high fantasy magic of D&D, there still could be magic, but there's more like I'm not sure about the magic system in the game itself, but kind of more of that weird druid magic or almost like Tolkien type magic where it's not flashy magic, you
Yeah.
know.
So uh, there's a core magic system that
Hmm.
is uh, somewhere between Tolkien-esque
Hmm.
and throwing fireballs around. And then there's a number of optional systems that we could switch that out for. That yeah could be more on the druidic, like just summoning spirits uh, side, uh, or you can just like cut out direct access to uh,
Magic altogether.
to actually casting magic.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
You could. I don't know if we want to go that far.
Well, I mean, there's even if you do, there's plenty to do.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because like, as far as I know about reading the book, because I read a majority of it, is like you can literally, make it historically accurate where there is no magic in the world. You can say, you're just a regular human, you know. It's be like slice of life type of. We go back in time to the medieval ages.
The life of medieval ages.
Like I have some friends who are currently playing a campaign that is sort of based off of Stardew Valley, where they're playing like farmers and such.
Right.
Intriguing.
And there's like enough uh, uh, depth within the game that you can do that and have plenty to do and plenty to worry about. Like not fighting anything, just trying to make sure that your children don't starve because you've mismanaged the crops.
So literally a post-apocalyptic game, but in the medieval era.
Yeah.
But I like Jason's idea, like of because I love Robin Hood time a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be on the good guy side. I like being.
Ooh.
And
Well, we don't have to be bad guys.
But no.
Well, okay. I mean, and you guys.
Stuff.
Another thing is that the game doesn't have to be party based, so you could it would totally work to be sort of different factions. One being sort of Robin Hood, somebody being sort of Robin Hood-esque, others being like nobles or the sheriff, and you wouldn't necessarily go, directly PvP, but you could like kind of circle around each other and.
Oh my god.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know if I like that, but we can definitely go that route.
Well, it's not really like PvP. It's like for example, if I'm playing I wouldn't want to play the sheriff of Rottingham, no. But I would like to play one of his cronies, like one of the guys that are forced to collect taxes, who's like, I kind of feel like this is wrong, but shit, my family's got to eat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go to jail myself. Kind of forced into a situation where I gotta, it's not my law. I'm just enforcing it. Sorry, man.
We can definitely go. Definitely go kind of the almost like the space trope. It's like a Babylon 5, but it's in a city, kind of thing. We never really leave it. No, I'll be okay trying that, but I might definitely have to get used to the rules and build a spare character in case I kill myself after doing something really awful.
Yeah. there is a system in play so that you, as long as you hang on to a resource called Persona, if you would die, you can spend a Persona and just get screwed over a bit instead. Now, I should mention that if you actually get in a fight, it's really easy to get badly wounded, and healing is not trivial in this game at all. I mean, it can take months. We can elide time to move that forward, but getting wounded comes with is a huge price. It's serious.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
Cool. So where do we begin?
Okay, so just to make sure that we're on the same page, we're thinking that it's essentially set during Crusades, or sort of an analog of that. One of the Crusades, anyway. In Europe, or an analog of that. Yeah. And mostly city-based, all humans. Yes, are we all? Is there buy-in on that, or
could
Joe,
we
do you have differing feelings, or
100% humans? No elves or anything, or dwarves? Keep it easy. What do you think, Joe?
What's your thought, Joe?
Sounds boring.
Really?
I mean, I'm not. I mean, if we want to make, I'm interested in making characters for a historical reenactment, but that'd be a fun exercise. But I don't think I'd ever want to play it.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Well,
what are you thinking
of? It's possible to have characters of different racial stock together. The balance is a little bit off. Like, elves are just way better than humans.
So there is a little bit of elf wank in this. Hey?
But one of the conceits of the game is that balance is not necessarily crucial. Like, you can all be sort of involved in your own stories, and since you're not, like, there's so many different skills that there probably won't be a whole bunch of overlap, and it can work out. Also, there's enough depth of character here in the creation process that two starting humans are likely to be very different, both in, like, their skill set and like, perspectives and all of that. So, I mean, you.
And we don't have to go historically accurate. We could, like, throw it to the bones. Like, we could just, like, what if
Robin Hood was a fucking elf,
or like Robin Hood had to deal with an invasion of from Japan.
Yeah. Some other options. You could like all play some other race, like dwarves, or you could all play orcs, which would be which would sort of lend itself towards a shorter campaign, which is sort of a good thing, because I don't see us actually playing out a longer campaign, because it takes so long. But if we do go with orcs, then in theory you'll all, like, pop from building up too much rage and lose characters that way.
Run out into the woods and lose your character.
Yeah.
We will lose humanity. I dehabularize myself and lose humanity.
I kind of want to play three orcs as the Three Stooges walking around medieval Europe looking for shit to do.
I'm down with that idea. I'm down with us being the Three Stooges in medieval Europe. Even if we're not all orcs, I like this concept.
We are terrible. We can't take anything serious, Brad. I apologize for us.
Well,
I'd be okay with it. Honestly, I'm kind of more the one kind of like, ooh, yeah, I can go pull out some history books, but I can understand where that could get.
I also know nothing about this period of history. Like, for me, history is like cave people, knights in armor, sailors, the
Internet.
Wild West, the 50s, the 80s. Now, like that's kind of how history works for me.
Well, I mean, you like Wild West? We could play medieval knights in the Wild West too against Indians. You could throw it.
Oh, the Wild West out without firearms.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, okay.
Ooh.
So, in terms of the life paths, there isn't a cowboy life path, or but it could have a just as a lot of
Let's
like
see here.
Yeah, but there's a ranch.
just like a lot of like Japanese samurai movies are actually have sort of a wet a Western feel in terms of how they're structured. We could certainly have a setup where you guys are like badass knights rolling into a badasses of some sort rolling into a town that's controlled by a baron or sheriff or whatnot that's corrupt. It's high noon.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to mess over trying to put the system into a square peg. But it's quite interesting. I'm looking at one of the life paths for humans. The Bannerman path, if I'm reading this correctly, how the paths are supposed to work, it kind of almost looks like, Bannermen are just cowboys, really. Conspicuous riding, appropriate weapons, armor training, 2 points for traits of honored, brutal, and aggressive. If that doesn't describe a cowboy, I'm not sure what does, to be honest with you.
Well, and also they have, I believe they have a rancher, right?
They have interesting ones.
For sure. There may be something that's like specifically rancher.
Yeah, they have riders for elves. All the elves are goddamn. All elves are cowboys.
All elves are cowboys. I like the world we're creating so far. This is kind of fascinating.
Sorry, Brad. We are now doing a different system.
Holy crap! Yeah, we need the 3 amigos, but we're elves.
Or we can be 1 elf, 1 orc, and 1 man.
Yeah, like the 3 amigos. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And we're looking for
like in a Western setting. We like go.
We're looking for a dwarf. We are now making.
We can try it. I don't know how it would go, but we could try it.
I have no idea how it would go either, but I think this is definitely a fun.
Well, Jason, you want to be a human, right?
I got to be a human? Okay.
Or do you want to play the human, or do you want to play the elf or the orc? Or I mean the dwarf. I don't care either way.
Traditionally, I usually play the ones that go crazy.
Yeah.
Regardless what it is.
Well, okay. So both elves and orcs do have a mechanic where they can get too much of a trait and NPC out. But it's hard. It's really hard to avoid having that happen with the orc. For elves, it's pretty avoidable.
Oh my goodness, this is not going to go well, is it? Okay.
No.
So
I'm thinking, I kind of want to. I don't know. I kind of want to. I want to play against type since we're doing an interesting, experience here. So I don't know. I think being a normal human, relatively normal human, I think would be
playing against your type.
Yeah, would be against type.
You have human, Dan. Which one would you like, Leo? You want to be an elf or dwarf? Or orc?
I don't care either one, man. I definitely don't want to be an orc. I mean, I'd rather be a human, man. Humans are super cool in Burning Wheel. Like,
Yeah.
you can do so much shit.
Yeah. I mean, like, humans have a lot more options than any of the other races in terms of their life paths.
Interesting.
I think humans are like, and that's why they're so versatile. Like, elves have to deal with a stupid grieving process, which
Yeah.
What do they have to deal with?
They have a trait or a stat called grief.
Okay.
And as sad things happen, it goes higher. And if it goes all the way up to 10, then they essentially sail off into the west. Too sorrowful to deal with the mortal lands anymore.
Oh my god, I want to play the world's first goth.
Sounds like you sold Jason on the elf.
Although technically, I think you're a little early for the first goth.
Am I now?
No. It was the Goths who sacked Rome, right?
Yes.
So you're carrying on a proud tradition.
No, those goths were barbarians and bastards, and they didn't know how to be special to other people. Yeah, I've gotten my character. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play the dwarf then.
Cool.
Okay, so you guys definitely want to do like 3 different races rather than human, elf?
Because we want to torture you, Brad, yes.
All right.
Yes.
We'll see how it goes.
If it's make it easier for Brad, I'll play human. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, I totally play human too. It's easier on you, Brad.
It does make it easier. Like
Okay.
Fine. I'm willing to try 3 different races and just to see what happens.
But it's also
I cannot guarantee the result.
It's also your first time GMing, so yes, we should be nice to you.
It is my first time GMing Burning Wheel, which is a weighty system.
Okay, so
but I'm willing to experiment.
Let's all play humans with this idea that if our humans die, we will come back as an orc and a elf in the future.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Joe, could you tilt your camera down just a little?
No.
Nice. Perfect. Thank you.
Does that work? Okay, let me see if I get this.
Yes, that's very
How's
good.
that?
All right. So
Okay.
So we're in Western USA kind of thing, like Old West, Wild West, like Bonanza or someplace like that. I'm serious. Like, where are we at? Like, are we in Norfolk where we deal with the rifleman, or what? Or are we like in Mexico, or?
Well,
Let's get everybody on. Are we playing the Wild West? Are we playing Robin Hood? What are we playing?
Well, okay, yeah. So the system is much more geared towards like
medieval.
more of a Robin Hood or medieval thing. But we could sort of do a little bit of kit bashing between the two, where it's like there's
the characteristics and mannerisms are Old West, but everything else is medieval.
That'd be interesting.
So everybody says howdy partner and all that kind of stuff, but there's no guns. Everybody has to have a sword fight at high noon.
Yeah. And we could certainly be out at...
There's crossbows.
Yeah. Crossbow fights at high noon.
At high noon.
No. We could take the characteristics of like old school Romeo and Juliet, where they have like Capulet Montagues, and there's like Venice where they duel a lot and stuff, and we're like whoever's house you are, you like meet in the square with rapiers and stuff, and dueling is done with rapiers back in, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
made each other with this spotty daga, and you challenged them to a duel. You slap them in the face with a glove. That happened back in Venice, right? Spain.
Yes, and and then again, like I'm saying is like, just because we might be playing quote unquote kind of the pseudo Old West, like it could be 100% made up, right? It's just a matter of changing the dressing because God, I guess we should have played what is that one?
So
Mindscape, but
I'm curious. Are
yes.
the if it's sort of that Western milieu only with just like earlier
medieval trappings, yeah.
So are there like natives that you all are like uh, uh, sort of driving from the land, and are they other humans or are they elves?
That is an interesting question.
Or something else.
Or something else.
Yeah, I think I would not be okay with the natives being orcs.
Humans?
No,
okay.
I wouldn't. I have a problem with them being orcs because that would I'd find that sort of icky. In just in terms of like racial and social stuff.
Right.
But if it's like the noble elves who are being driven from their lands because even though they may be individually much tougher, there's a lot more of you. Or if it's other humans and we're just exploring the like this horrible social dynamic that really happened, I'm cool with that.
Ooh, well, we could definitely go to Hell on Wheels on that for sure.
Or we could not deal with that part and it's
or just complete is X card the whole
it's
thing?
all about it's all about the town and your individual ranches and the wagon train coming through.
Fighting monsters. Yeah. I suppose we could always come back to that later if we really wanted to. If we really wanted to bring that in.
Yeah, well, this be like the public school system. We can ignore it for now. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Let's.
Well, yeah. Because we don't
let's. I guess. Maybe
character
start with getting our feet with actual character creation, and now that we've like discussed this stuff about a bit, and it may inform where we want to go with it. Okay. So,
character sheets.
Yes. Oh, let me give you guys character sheets. That will be helpful.
Bam.
Add character. Make sure I'm gonna set them all to be editable by viewable and editable by everybody.
No, I don't want to play that again. Oh no.
What?
Although I'm on their wiki right now, and they have Doctor Creepy Surgeon. I'm like, I've already played that.
Yep.
I've already played that.
Been there, done that.
Okay. So be sure to call out which character sheet you're grabbing so that you don't overwrite somebody else's, because it'd be sad to be an hour in and
I am going to take.
Sudden, bam, everything.
I'm going to take Seif. I'll take the last one. I'll take Seif, and
I'll take the middle one.
Craig, you, I guess.
I'll name it Garner for now.
Okay.
All right. There we go. And until we make the game, so forth. So we're basically in the Old West.
Ish.
We're in the town, ish, in the town, but with medieval times type of thing. Sort of a Venice, Europe. I like this. This is good. I love this.
Let's see. So I think the next thing to figure out is how many life paths you'll each get.
So this is where I'm definitely not familiar with the rules. They suggest what? 2 for kind of like general. One is.
I
Or
think
or am I
more
reading
than
that wrong?
Like, okay, so with
One sounds like it's
two,
dangerous.
okay, 2 life paths is sort of like 0 level characters.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 is you're still sort of just starting out, but it's like first level characters maybe.
Okay.
4 at 4 you can start to get into some of the like more badass life paths, and that's like, you know, full adventurers. And then at 5 life paths, you're you know, you could possibly be the like the mayor of the town, or
right,
you know, a full on like knight equivalent, and you tend to be kind of a little bit old, but badass.
I think 3 would be the best, in my opinion. I don't know about everybody else.
3 sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try 3. See how that goes.
Okay. So, there's there's 2 different ways to approach this. You can either sort of look through the existing life paths, and if there's one that catches your eye, you can try and build towards it so that you you know, make sure that you get there.
Okay.
Or you can start off figuring out, well, am I from the village? Am I just like a you know, a peasant, or am I born in the city? And then after choosing where you're born, just kind of look over the life paths in that setting, and you know, sort of build up rather than figure out your destination and work your way back. There's both can work.
Okay, so we just pick a life path for now, and just where do we put that?
Okay, so the your first life path has to be one of the born life paths.
Okay. And is that under life path of man is where we're at?
Yeah. So
okay.
You could be if you're born a peasant, that'd be
right.
That. But there's a number of different what they call settings. So if you go jump forward a bit, the next setting is like the villager setting.
That's right. I see that. I see. Okay. So it's all kind of in oh, I see. So it's kind of like it's all in kind of trees.
Yes. On trees. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
And there is a web resource that may be helpful. Let me look it up.
All right, so those are subs. Okay, on to the subsets. So we have. Ooh, so how? So Did you guys want to, between me, you, and Joe and Leo, discuss? Are we literally just going to go for the three amigos that we're looking for something together, or are we going to kind of go kind of like the kind of go the urban shadows we're all playing apart?
My call is built together. That's
Okay.
almost always my preference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. Should I start with my randomly generated name? Interesting. I'm not sure if I can pronounce my name. Maybe I should regenerate that.
Okay. All right. And
let's try Spanish.
Born. I think I will do city.
Dice. Okay, so if I go.
Okay, so that is a link to a sort of an online app somebody made that will, if you put in the first life path, it'll give you the options you can take to in terms of what you qualify for additional paths.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Because you can't jump from being like say village born straight to being say a I don't know corrupt sergeant. You'd have to be village guard, squire, freebooter, sergeant at arms, or man at arms first.
Oh, okay. So everything has prereq. Okay.
Not everything, but some of them do.
All right. So let's see here. I want to go. Ooh, this is really handy. I like this. I want to go that. Okay. Add.
So do you guys know what settings you want to be born in? And do you need me to list them?
I would. Oh, do I really want to do that? Yes, I do. I want to play a noble.
Okay.
I want to be born noble. Perhaps with maybe the son of a big ranching company, or one of the kind of like the early kind of like like royalty still linked up with the Spanish government overseas kind of thing.
Okay.
Old money, as they say, even though it's the Old West.
Okay. So yeah, planning that out if you're going to use the
born
thing,
noble.
Yeah,
so born noble first.
Yeah, go to noble setting and then born noble, and then you would beside it there's a link that says add. Click on that, and it will fill in like all the information for born noble and let you choose your next path.
Ooh. Well, there's so many. Ooh, what's that?
Okay. And between each path, it is possible to switch settings. It adds a year to your age, which doesn't matter a whole lot. And not all paths let you go to all settings.
Right.
In the book itself, it says where it says leads. That's the settings you can go to.
Ah, I see. Well, I think just to keep it easy, I think I'm going to stick in my tree for now, rather than go into different trees. I think for first time playing, I think that's probably the best idea for me, anyways.
Joe, do you know what setting you want to start with?
I definitely want to start with Cityborn.
Okay.
That's good. I like that. I like that start. The Cityborn gives me, where's that other site?
Yeah.
That gives me a bunch of other options.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So, is it your Born path and then 2 others?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless after choosing 3 life paths, you guys are like, well, I feel like I'm just starting, but there's something else I came across that I want to see, and let's add one more.
Okay.
Wow.
I want to take Sailor.
You're a landlocked sailor?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So you can't go directly from Cityborn to the sailor setting. So you could either be born as I think it's called Son of a Gun, or you can take as your second life path something that leads to the sailor setting, and what is it called?
Because the site that you gave me, I'm clicking on City Dweller Sailing. Wait, never mind.
Seafaring setting. Okay. So yeah, the Born for the seafaring setting is called Son of a Gun. It is a Born life path.
Weird, because I'm choosing. Maybe this site doesn't work like that then.
Okay, so what's the issue?
Well, I've chosen Cityborn.
Okay.
And then it says add life path, and I chose City Dweller setting, and Sailor is one of the options in the dropdown. So, anyway.
Interesting. Okay. So that is a I think that's okay. That is a city dweller sailor rather than like someone who just spends all their time on the sea. And it does have a lead to the seafaring setting.
Okay.
Okay, what are you two playing out of curiosity? Before I pick this, because I kind of want to pick the most controversial one ever and see if I can drive Brad crazy.
Oh, what's that?
Honestly, I'm just kind of choosing life paths and seeing where I end up.
Well, I found one on the Noble Court subsetting. I'm not even sure if it's in the main book or not. Maybe I should check if it's the main book before I start doing this. Is there subsettings in here?
Yes, it is totally.
What is that? What is that? I don't know what any of this means. I think that is probably a bad way for me to go. I won't go that way.
You don't know what means?
Prince of Blood.
Okay. So yeah,
sounds interesting.
Prince of the Blood means that you are like in line to be king.
Okay. It's not what I thought it was. Okay.
Sounded much more interesting than we thought it would. And it actually is.
Which way to... This could be from going way too much, watching way too much dark matter. Interesting. I do kind of... Okay. So what I want to do then is...
So, Leo, do you know what setting you want to start with?
Well, if he's going to be like the rancher and he's looking like sailor, or like basically I'm thinking Joe wants to be like the vagabond of the town, so to speak.
That's maybe where it's going. Yeah, I haven't quite decided yet. There is one here that's like I saw something here. It's not in City Dweller, but it's like layabout. That sounds like fun. I'll totally take that one.
Layabout, is that lazy stayabout?
Lazy stayabout. That's
From
the
peasant.
That's peasant though.
Okay,
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're not doing the seafaring thing, or you actually could go from being a city sailor, and that has a lead to the peasant setting, so you could go from being a sailor to a lazy stayabout.
Okay, so deal with Leo first. I'm going to read through a bit, but then I need to. I'll figure out how exactly this flows.
Okay, so the two that I want to do, I don't know if I can. Is one I want to do either duelist or what I was thinking on tax collector. One of the two. So how would I get to? Which one can I get to with 3?
Okay. Duelist is city, right?
Yeah, city dweller. Well, both of them are city dweller.
Okay. Duelist or what was the other one?
Tax collector.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to be the tax man?
I kind of want to be a hostage, but I don't know if I want to be a hostage held by you guys or not. That's a interesting idea.
Either the taxman or city. Yeah, I just want to be the guy that's like trying to keep the town safe, type of thing, or just be like part of the town, but maybe people don't like me. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just trying to do a job.
Yeah, if you wanted to do duelist, you can definitely do that in 3 life paths. You would either do a born that lets you switch to the soldier setting, and then take a soldier life path setting that leads back to the city. At which point you could take duelist as your third. Let me and I haven't looked at.
So I have to be soldier.
Not necessarily. I think there's probably other ways to get there. Okay, so any soldier life paths or any guard life path. So you could also like start in the village. There's you can do like village born, village guard as your second, and then that should lead to the city. Not absolutely certain of that. On 3 life paths, you probably can't use the squire. You definitely can't use the squire entrance into duelist, because to get squire, it requires page, and then you have to be born first.
Oh yeah.
And there may be other guard life paths that you could use. I'm not sure. Now, let me take a look at tax man or tax collector. What
page is it on?
Yeah. What page is it on?
173.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so it can't be your second life path, but it's okay. So tax collector is easy to get into. You just have to either be in the city or have something that leads to the city as your second life path.
Okay.
Yeah, tax collector. If you're taking tax collector, it has to be your third life path, because unless you guys decide that you want to bump it up to 4.
So, okay, so if I'm a professional soldier subsetting right now, so I can't do that, right? So I can't be born.
I don't think that there is a born for there's not a born for the soldier subsetting. You'd have to be in a different setting that has a born that leads to professional soldier.
Oh wait, that's way.
And I'm pretty sure that those do exist. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can just be born a peasant. Peasant leads to soldier. Um, Probably village does not. Um, City does not. Noble leads to anywhere, so you could be born noble as well and go soldier from there. Um, and then probably seafaring leads to soldier as well. It does.
Okay, so when I'm looking at a character sheet, sorry to interrupt you, Brad.
No, no.
They have lead. So where do what number is the lead? That's the second number, right? After the years?
No, lead isn't a number.
Oh.
Lead is what settings you can go to directly from that
because
life path.
Because when I'm looking at their character sheet where you put the life path, so number 2 life path, so name of your life path, the time you're in it, and then it says lead res MP skill gen trait.
Okay. Are
and
you...
lead has a number to it.
Oh yes. Okay, so you are looking at the character at the burner section on your character, which is
yes.
Yeah. Okay, so under character sheet and then character burner. So for anytime you go from one setting to another, put a 1 in the lead. Lead
just
box.
a 1.
Just a 1.
Okay. And the res is the.
That's your resources.
Yeah, that's the number, right?
Which for a noble is a lot.
15 res born noble. Okay, cool. I'll let you know. I think I kind of have my character concept. Maybe I might be just literally playing something from an actual Old West film in the back of my brain somewhere.
That works.
But I took born noble, page, and young lady.
Interesting.
I'm the rough and tumble girl of the family. Okay, and M. What does M?
One thing I sort of like about that track is sort of this. It speaks to me, saying that like early on, your parents were like lenient and let you go like this partial route of the page that leads to down the path to being a knight. But after a certain age, they're like, no, now it is time to go be a young lady.
To be a good young lady. It's like no, and that is a classic Old West trope. Absolutely. And I'm okay with going with classic Old West. That's
okay. So
what does gen mean? GEN?
Oh, that is general points.
Okay, none yet. Okay.
No.
Calculated after, isn't it?
Oops, I didn't mean to jump to that.
Traits.
Born noble, I think. All of the born life paths gives you some general points.
Okay.
I believe born noble gives you 5.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
Skills. Oh, yeah, there it is. Skill, 5 points general.
Yeah.
Is that okay? That's what that means.
That's what
Okay.
it means by gen.
So 5 points general, and wow. Okay, that's pretty good then. Okay, so let me here. Okay, and next one is page. Okay, time for page is, oh man, I'm an old young lady. That's quite funny, actually. So when I put lead for my next one for page, just put lead 1 again or put lead 2?
1.
1, okay.
But you're going from, hold on, you're going from it's noble, then page, then young lady, all within the noble setting. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to put anything
Oh,
for
no.
lead.
Okay, cool.
Leave those blank because you're not going from one setting to another.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so if I go, okay, so tell me how to develop this character sheet. So if I go Cityborn, I go time 12. Lead is a blank, right?
If your next path is also in the city, then leave it blank. If your next path is in any other setting, then it should be a 1.
Okay, so, and then res is what?
That's the resources for that life path.
And then what's skill? That's the
Uh,
4 point. Oh, okay, got
yeah.
it. And then 4 points, and then Gen is the general.
Yes.
And is there any points in that for Cityborn?
There should be for Cityborn. It's 2 or 3. It's either 2 or 3, I think. Actually, no, it might be 4. I don't know. Look it up. I can look it up for you. But,
the skills is 4 points, but then Gen doesn't have anything on there. And then trait is 1 point.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
That's what I'm.
Sorry. Let me.
I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries.
Ooh.
Oh, 4 points general. My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Skills is 4 points general.
Hold on.
Okay, I get it.
So
Okay,
so for Cityborn, yeah, for the Born life path, you just put 4 under general. And then your other paths will tend to give you skill points, but they won't be general skill points. They'll be in like specific. It'll be like
Gotcha.
amongst specific stuff.
All right.
Right.
So
Ooh, that's such a big document. Okay.
got it. And now I'm gonna go
away.
Criminal.
We're gonna get along so good. Okay, so now where are right? So before I start, where is skills in this darn system here? Skills is under
No, not doing that.
is that under the rim of the world? No, that is skills is under skill list. Aha. So just for argument's sake, Brad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what?
When I put a point into a skill, that represents the number of dice I'm going to be rolling for that skill.
It's slightly more complicated than that.
Okay.
So, for each of your life paths, when it lists the skills with those life paths,
Yes.
write all of those down
Right.
on that burner page.
Okay. And those are the ones that I can burn
Those are the
those
ones.
points on.
Yeah, those are the ones that you can use your skill points for.
Okay.
And the first skill for each life path you must take.
Okay.
Now, the first point that you spend on a skill just opens it, and then your ability at that skill will depend upon your stats.
Okay.
If you put additional points into it, that will raise it one for one.
Okay. So mine as a born noble has general. Is there literally a thing called general skill, or does that mean I can burn it on anything I want?
Yeah, those general points can be spent on anything.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so, what does an actual point represent in mechanic wise?
So after a thing is opened, uh, most skills will start at like a 2 or a 3,
Okay.
and then again, any points after opening it will just raise that number, and that is essentially how many dice you get to roll. There are some things that will modify how many dice you get to roll. If you have for any one thing that you're doing, if you have other skills that relate to it that might also help, you can essentially add an extra die for each of those. It's called Fields of Related Knowledge, forks.
Cool. Now, do we build on our other the physical pool, like for power, agility, forte, and speed? Is that done after we do all the skill stuff then? Is that kind of last thing we do?
Well, actually, you can do it as soon as you pick your life paths.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. So
Let me do my skills first, and I'll go back to do those because I have a pretty good idea how she's going to look skill wise, and I'll kind of go I'll kind of work from bottom up rather than top down. I'm so used to doing the old
I mean,
school.
I just brought it up, so if you want, I can go over the how you do your.
Sure. Okay.
Stats.
Because I'm so used to old school gaming where you start with your stats and do your skills afterwards.
Yeah, it's probably better to do your.
Starting
once you
with
have
your
your
skills,
life paths, go ahead and do your skills or do your stats. Okay.
Okay. So
you're 24 years old.
Yes.
So
I'm an old young lady.
Yeah, yeah, spinster. So
Hey.
where it says on that thing, mental age.
Yes.
Choose the 21 to 30.
Wait, your age actually determines how many points you have?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And same thing for physical age, right?
Wait,
so you could actually have a different mental age and physical age?
No,
it's supposed to be the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
But you want to go down to men, right? Mental age. You go down to man where it says 17 to 25 and so forth.
Oh yeah, wait, I'm on dwarf. That's right. Thank you.
Whoops. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Being a dwarf would be bad. Oh my God. I'm glad this is of all the sheets. Thank you, whoever made this awesome automated sheet. Whoever made this awesome automated sheet needs a giant hug. Thank you. Whoever created this awesome automated sheet for Roll D20 is now my favorite person on the planet. Thank you. Okay. So that was easy.
Okay. So that gives you your pool.
Okay.
Now, and see where it says mental pool 6?
Yeah.
Now you distribute those points between
those
your
two
will
things.
and perception.
Sounds good.
So there's a couple of factors to consider as you distribute them.
Mm-hmm.
The game suggests that you have at least a 3 in each of your stats, because if you just have a 2 and you take,
You are sucking.
well, if you have a 2 and you take damage, uh, damage will reduce, as long as it's beyond just being bruised, will reduce all of your stats by
Okay.
1 or 2 dice. So if it reduces all of your stats by 2 dice, you're unconscious.
Okay, so
but there's another thing to keep in mind in distributing stats.
Okay.
But I mean, if you need to ask a question before I go to the next.
No,
thing,
I was just kind of wondering. That's why, because the default is 1. So when I put 3 and 3 in each, it gives me 2 left. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. The other thing to keep in mind is most skills start at half of the stat that it's derived from. So even numbers are better than odd.
Because you round down.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Also, some skills are based off of the average of 2 different stats, and if either one of those is odd, it's going to round you down.
Okay, so that's easy. I'm just going to split between 4 and 4 with perception and will for my character because that sounds good for her to be rounded. So powers
okay, so
powers
what other
yes.
Oh, actually, never mind. There would be one other complication, but you already took care of it, which is some life paths give you extra points to either your physical or mental pool.
Yeah, I already
and
added
you marked those
in.
Yeah, it's all good.
I was good. I added those in. So so physical pool, power is equivalent to strength. Agility is equal to agility, or dexterity. Forte is constitution, and speed is just ground running speed kind of thing.
Exactly correct on all.
Okay, cool. Let's do 3 in each and see how many I have left. Okay. Young lady, run away. Perhaps tougher than I look. How's the page? Ooh. Maybe I train with one of those mysterious natives that we don't see on screen. Sorry to any Aboriginals watching. We don't know what to do. Okay, so when I'm looking at my skills, we have the skill you put, the root, which is easy to find. That's easy. Then we have rec, open, advanced, and final.
Okay, so for the first skill that is listed for in each life path is required, so you mark rec. But
sounds good.
And then to fulfill their and then you have to also mark open. Rec is just like a reminder. Open actually opens the skill.
All right, so Brad, on criminal, it says +1 M/P. Does that mean I get 1 on each, or just I have to choose one?
When it's M/P, you get to choose. There are some life paths that are M, P, which is both.
Okay.
Oh, there's so many skills.
Yeah, there are.
Oh.
You know what? I still think this is slightly faster than that. Oh, Joe found something.
It's very fast. I've created 4 characters in this whole time, like just following life paths.
Well, okay. So
I'm the sailor who joined a cult. I'm the city-born guy who eventually became a strider. But the combination I think I really like is the dramaturge, who is also, where is it? Because dramaturge is city, I think. Yeah, dramaturge. Does dramaturge lead to outcast? He's so mad if it doesn't. I think go the other way around. Yes, the dramaturge, who is also an insurrectionist. I am a playwright who is trying to overthrow nobility, or at the very least, create some kind of social change.
What exactly is a dramaturge?
A playwright, basically.
Oh my goodness, I know how we met then.
Yeah.
Because guess what my opening skill is?
What's your opening skill?
I got acting, bitches.
Nice. Yes.
All right. So to go over, so if I have a mental pull of 5, I can do like 3 in one and 2 in the other.
Yes, and you already have 1 point assigned to each. So that'll actually work out to 3 and 4. Good.
3 and 4. So what's better, will or perception?
Ooh.
Well, okay. There are probably more skills based off of perception, but all the social skills are based off of will. I couldn't say that one is like necessarily better than the other. They're both important.
So like if I have intimidation, interrogation, and stuff like that, would that be?
If that's your focus, if those are the skills that you want to be that are important to you and that you want to be best at, then will.
7.
Now my question is can you turn it gray? I know that like you can turn it gray.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it 3 life path characters don't even think about starting with something that's gray. So yeah.
7.
So if I want, 4 will and then 3 perception. Is that right?
Sure. Yes.
5.
Okay, and then yeah, because I'm gonna go with inconspicuous, streetwise, intimidation, knives, accounting, and interrogation.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. So yeah, just make sure that you do you know, of all the skills that you get, make sure that you take the first one from each life path.
Right. So criminal, inconspicuous, and then tax collectors, intimidation are both required, right?
I believe so. Okay, so let me pull up tax collector.
Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, for tax collector itself, you have to take intimidation. And what was your previous life path?
Criminal.
Criminal. Yeah. So yeah, just the first one off of criminal. Inconspicuous.
What is etiquette? etiquette is.
So those two are required. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Etiquette.
So, yeah. So let me know when you're done distributing the points from skills. Uh, be sure to divvy up your physical pools as well as your mental ones.
Mhm.
Um, and
There it is. Etiquette.
once you do, we can figure out what they actually start at, because the right now all the skills are listed at starting with will is the root, and they're not all will.
Okay. Yeah, so now I have an interesting one for etiquette. Etiquette is available for will or perception. So don't mine are equal, it doesn't really matter. Do you just pick one then? The
Uh,
highest?
no, it's the average of the two.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
and
Well,
again, rounding down.
you would have to go custom then for that, right? Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, what you do when it's not custom to market, you mark the little box,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
it'll
I
open
see.
up the
That's
yeah
what the second box is for. Oh
yeah
my goodness. Okay, I am now whoever created this sheet.
yeah. It's impressive. It's
I am nominating him for the Messiah at this point.
well,
So good.
you may feel differently once you have to transfer all your skills to another page. That
Oh,
is not automated. Uh,
wow. There's always the
but
fall
you know,
of the Roman Empire.
yeah, it's a pretty impressive character sheet. I wouldn't, I built a uh, super simple one based, very directly off of a different character sheet for the same, essentially the same game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just doing that was a headache, and it doesn't do all the things I want it to do. Um, I cannot imagine what went into building this thing. It's
Yeah.
quite a creation.
Oh my God. I am creating
Uh,
a Doctor Who Mary Sue.
we embrace that, Jason.
Okay.
For this time, please.
Because some of my skills between young lady and page actually do kind of double over. So that means I can continue to put points into those listed skills, right?
oh yeah, if
Yeah.
you no, if you take the a life path where
Mm-hmm.
you already had to take that first skill under another life path, you have
Mm-hmm.
to take the second skill. If that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. So Born Noble gives me general, so I can take whatever I want,
Yeah,
right?
that doesn't have any requirements in terms of
Okay.
what.
So when I take page, I have to take writing, brawling, writing, reading, and sword and etiquette in that order.
No,
Is
not in
that
that
how that
order.
works?
You just have to. Writing's the first one on there. You have to take writing.
Okay.
And then if you took another life path that had riding as the first skill listed, then you'd have to take the second
Ah.
skill.
Okay.
That is probably not the case.
Okay. So, but it doesn't really matter how many points I put into it as long as it's just kind of take it first, right?
Exactly. You just have to open it.
Okay. That's not a problem then. Now, for the ones that are not my first one, I don't mark open, right?
Um, you
No, I mark
for
required.
okay. You don't. Yeah, for the ones that aren't your first one, you don't mark required.
Okay.
Um, you do have to
Mark open
mark
for.
both required and open for the ones that are required, and then for any
Okay.
other ones that you want to have, uh, then just mark open. And then if you have after you've finished opening up the skills that you want, you have points left over. You can then you put the number of
I get
extra
it.
points in under advanced ADV.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's 5,
So can I get
2,
just help with transferring the
4.
character over?
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
So you've chosen your life paths off of the chart thing, and
Yes.
want to okay. Uh, so yeah. So from the your character is open to the character burner worksheet.
Yes.
Okay. Um, so okay. So you already have down the how long each life path took, and
Yes.
then you change settings once
Yeah.
from when going from dramaturge to insurrectionist.
Exactly.
Okay.
Very appropriate, actually.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Quite a change in life path.
Yeah. Okay. So did any of the life paths say M or P?
Yes, the dramaturge has a +1 M.
Okay. So by dramaturge under stat where it says M, put a 1 by it.
Put a 1. Okay.
Okay. Uh, then for Cityborn, put 4 in Gen. That's your
4
general
in
points.
Gen. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, and then I'm not sure how many skill points Dramaturge and Insurrectionist give.
Let me take a look. Dramaturge is 5 points.
Okay, so just so there, rather than putting it under Gen, but just put that 5 under skill.
Under dramaturge. Yeah. Okay. And I believe insurrectionist is also 5. Let me check.
Okay. So when you all were doing filling this in, did any of your life paths have traits, either points or
Yes.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So where it says traits, be sure to fill in that number on the burner worksheet under trait.
Absolutely did so. Yes.
Okay. And then farther down on the worksheet, there's after skills. There's an entry for traits. Mark down all of the traits that
Okay.
were listed in your life paths, and like skills, you're required to take the first trait from each life path.
Okay. I will get back to you once I finish doing my skills because my traits have some interesting issues with them. I need to double check. But I think so you considered this the Charred Hero app here pretty accurate, right?
I've never come across a problem with it.
Okay, so I have under my traits for page 1 point with nothing beside it. Same thing with young lady. I have traits 2 point with a dash beside it, so nothing beside it. Does that mean I get to pick extra?
Yeah, if it gives you points without anything beside it, that just means that they are free points. You can use them.
My
for,
goodness gracious,
traits as you wish.
That's cool. I'm just trying to figure out what
some
of my skills mean.
Oh my god, this is awesome.
Composition.
Mm.
It kind of almost reminds me of building characters sort of for Traveler a little bit.
Yeah. That uses a life path system. Although you can't die during character creation.
Hooray!
Yay!
Sorry, Joe. Go ahead, Joe. I interrupted. Yeah.
No problem. So that's where I'm having a hard time transferring this over is stats and attributes on the website on the app is telling me that I have 16 physical points and 8 mental points. Whereas here on the character burner worksheet in roll 20, it's showing me I have 5 mental and 9 physical.
Okay. So where it says consult the age chart,
Mhm.
make sure that it is set to under men, age 17 to 25.
Yes, same problem that Jay had. It was sent for dwarfs.
Yeah.
Because dwarf.
Because dwarves are awesome. Let's be honest. Okay, and I think it also automatically puts a point in everything.
It does.
Okay, there we go. All right, and then I'm just going to choose what seems to be right stats for me. I'm sure that won't cause me a problem.
Okay. Well, did you hear the recommendations I made and considerations?
I apologize, I did not.
No worries. So, the book recommends that you have at least a 3 in every stat, because if you take damage, it can lower all of your stats, and it's really painful to be in a position where if you just take a wound penalty of 2, you're unconscious until you can recover that wound entirely.
Yeah.
Another consideration is that even is better than odd because the starting point for skills is a stat divided by 2. Essentially that. There's one other consideration. If you can get a stat of 5 or over, there's a bonus to something somewhere. But,
okay.
Yeah.
I've actually got 2 of those, so we may have to talk about that later.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Alrighty.
7, 8.
Okay, and the app lists the roots of the skills correctly?
Doctrine.
The app does. The character sheet does not.
Oh, I could have built on my goddamn. Never mind. Sorry.
The some of the roots on the app have 2. Like
Yes.
one is perception agility. Is that either or?
No, it's both. It's the average of the 2. And
okay.
For entering that on the burner worksheet, just check the little box between beside it, and it'll let you mark both.
I see.
Yeah, open up the second one and drag down. It's so cool. So many drag and drops.
Nice. That is cool.
It is.
Composition, will, and perception. Doctrine is just perception. Oh, and what did the skills that end in Y's mean? I see a bunch of them.
Okay.
Oh, that is a good question.
So, those are skills that are knowledge about a certain subject rather than how to perform that thing. Their wises tend to be very useful for fields of related knowledge, as in, let's say you have city wise. Many things you do while in the city, you'll get an extra die to it because you have Citywise. You can fork it in.
Gotcha.
Also, Wises let you establish facts about the game. So, let's say you want to again, you have Citywise, and you want it to be the case that you know, all cities in this culture have this uh, uh, have a stricture on uh, not eating a certain animal. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if you succeeded on that wise, uh, you could establish that as a fact.
Ah, interesting. Okay, got it.
Um, and I just now managed to like actually get our names up on the screen.
Haha, nice.
Okay. So I want you to look over my character sheet, but I've got questions about the skills. I opened them up, but then how do you put more points in them? Or no, you don't.
You do. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you, yeah, you have them all marked that open. To advance them beyond just opening, just put the number of points that you're spending on top of opening them in the ADV column.
Gotcha.
Advance.
All right. So gotcha.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. Oh, and under traits, uh, any trait that is given to you by your life paths only has a cost of 1.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, both of
Ah,
them cost one though.
So if
The trait
after
hard-headed is one, and cynical is one.
okay,
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
Rain Man, that one is I'm assuming that one is one of the ones that's required by, or that's one of the ones that's given to you by one of your life paths.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to take it, it only costs you 1. Um, if you
Oh,
have points left over after uh, taking the required traits, um, you can take uh, essentially any trait listed in the book that's not like specific to a different racial stock. Um, but uh, they but if it's not one of the ones from your life path, then it uh, costs you the full cost listed in that under that trait. Um,
oh. So I
uh,
can
and
Green Man.
yeah,
Okay.
so and an interesting feature about Burning Wheel is there's a whole bunch of traits you can take uh, that are like essentially negative. Like you could take there are like you can
Well, there was a
if
trait
there
here.
like if there's any trait that like isn't listed in the book, but you think like applies to your character, like maybe part of your concept is that your character is disgusting. Um, you can take that trait as like just a character trait that has no special game effect, but uh, anytime uh, acting out that trait or yeah, anytime acting out that trait uh, gets you in trouble, um, at the end of the session, it will give you a fate point, which is essentially uh, uh, fate points lets you improve on rolls uh, and eventually, if you spend enough fate points and other points generated in this system, you can change the shade of one of your skills or stats from black to gray, at which point you only need, rather than needing 4s or better to on a die to succeed, it goes to 3s. But it's way long term. We're don't really worry about that part. But essentially, it's good to have traits that are negative so that you can play into them to gain fate.
That's interesting. Okay, so there's a trait that's an option on the app that doesn't appear to be in the main book, which is what page are we on? Which is charismatic.
Okay, so that is almost certainly just a character trait that again has no it doesn't have like a specific game effect.
Okay.
But it's descriptive. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I mean, in those traits, in addition to being usable as a way of gaining fate points, also affect the fiction. So if you are charismatic, that will be somewhat reflected in the way the world reacts to you.
Gotcha.
So, okay. I missed some of that because I was trying to figure out. So if I take a trait that is not listed in my background, it costs double normal? Is
No,
that what I heard?
If it's not listed in amongst your life paths, it costs it costs the points listed in the book rather than just one.
Okay. Otherwise, they'd cost 1. Oh, I get it. Okay. That's easy enough then.
So, yeah, any character trait that isn't listed in the book, but you want that because it describes your character, it also actually just costs 1. But there are some traits called die traits or call-on traits. Those have a mechanical effect that benefits you. And
they cost more.
They cost more, sometimes a lot more.
So what is a call-in trait, out of curiosity?
Those can be used, I believe, to resolve ties in your favor. Whenever you're rolling against someone and it comes out a tie, you can say, "But I'm adventurous," and bam, you win the tie, and it's tied to a specific skill. And it's listed on the description of the book.
And you don't necessarily have to take a trait if it's listed under your character, on your life path?
You have to take the first one under each life path, but you don't have to take any of the others.
Excellent.
Okay, so I'll let Joe first because I think I found either a way to go into an infinite Mobius loop,
which is fun.
Really? How's that?
Okay, so my mark of privilege, which I'm required to take, those born in nobility bear certain features, telltale signs of their lineage, their nose, the yada 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 yada.
You don't have shit all over you?
Yeah. This confers confers a 1 die affiliation with nobility, but also adds a +1 OB for all inconspicuous or falsehood tests when masquerading as someone lower than your station. Aura of innocence. This character projects an appearance of being completely free of taint and guilt in any crime. No one ever suspect him. This is a call-in for falsehood and inconspicuous when dodging guilt.
So you can totally have both.
Oh my god. How is that going to
and they do two different things. Like,
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Oh my
you
god.
know, market privilege means that you look like a noble,
Mhm.
but you look like an innocent noble. So so when you're lying to people, even if or uh, and get a tie, you can invoke your aura of innocence and win that tie.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Oh.
All right, I got I finally figured out my name.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be called Richard Johnson, and my street name before I became was Knives because I walked around with my knives all the time. And yes, Johnson is a knife making company for those out there in the
Yes,
TV land.
indeed.
Nice.
Yeah, and of course, Richard Johnson. I'm a tax collector. I never. I just figured out you guys.
Nice. I like it.
That's too funny.
You
And I
are,
think,
yeah, you are indeed a tricky dick.
and I think that's the reason why I probably hung out with, because I'm the guy that Jason's character can't fool. Because I'm intimidating. I'm an accountant. I'm streetwise. I do interrogation, and I have a hard-hearted and cynical. That's like, you owe the money. I don't care what the heck you look like, who you are, what your noble birth is. 50 gold right here, bro. Let's go. He's like, what? And he's all crying in tears. And I'm like, hey, gold day. And I'm all, thank you. I just stole it from you. Thank you for your patronage. Have a nice day.
Okay, so once you're done with skills and traits,
Mhm.
we can go ahead and well, there's several different things we can work on next. We can figure out derived attributes, or we can, or you can start transferring those skills over.
So where do we
to the
transfer
main.
this?
Okay,
Where's the main page?
so the main page is
Under stats and
stats and
skills.
skills. Yeah.
I already did that.
Actually, let's not do let's not transfer them over. You can do that some other time.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's definitely busy work of trying to figure out
Yeah.
how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can either do derived statistics, or we can work on picking out beliefs and instincts, which is probably the most interesting thing to do.
Is the most interesting one. Okay. So should we go over who we are so far?
Yeah, yeah. Let's
Yeah,
have a
that'd be
review. I think I have a bit of a feel for it, but sure.
Okay, I'll let you know, Brad. Instead of because we kind of like well, I guess we could still kind of play this as kind of like it's Old West, but it's also kind of medieval. So yes, I do have like call me your grace, but I'm kind of like call me miss.
Yeah, I like that.
Right? Like call me miss.
I like it.
So yeah, I am a noble born lady who's Am I just playing Ariana Stark? I might be playing Ariana Stark. Because my random name that I rolled on the random name generator on the internet is Adriana Lustana. I'm just going to call her Mary Sue.
And be done with it.
Born noble page, young lady. I got acting, brawling, etiquette, sword, writing, composition, field dressing, musical instrument, and doctrine. I have a lot of shit.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the interesting things about Burning Wheel is that often characters will have like just if you spread them out, a ton of skills, and that's
like anything.
Yeah, that's. Oh, you have negative 10 points remaining on your skill assignment, so you're gonna have to.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I calculated right.
It lets you spend more than you have.
I thought I calculated right. I thought I calculated right.
When you put the skill down, so is that final? Is that the level of your skill? Like, for example, if we are transferring to skills, stats and skills, would that be the number that's next to the B?
Yes.
Okay, just clarify. Thank you.
I thought I had done that. Got 5 generals, 7. Oh, well, I must have miscalculated totally. My bad.
Well, you advanced acting 5 times. I don't know if you meant to do that.
Isn't that supposed to be like 5 points in it, though?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was from my general skill. Okay. I thought I had to spend that on that one.
Oh, no. You just have to open it.
Oh. What? I'm so confused. Was I spending skill points wrong?
Okay. So you opened all the skills that you got
Yes.
from your life path.
Yes.
And then you can advance them beyond the. You don't have to advance them, any of them at all. I mean, you'll want to advance the ones that are most important to you.
5, 7.
But even after you open it, you have that skill.
23.
Advancing is just if you want to be better than the base level.
But those are my points I spend into those, right?
Yes.
Okay, I must have miscalculated all my points somehow then. I'm not sure why. So why is it giving me when I put it advanced? Oh no, never mind. So 5 points. I must have did something completely wrong. Anyways, I will go ahead and recalculate how awful I am.
Okay.
That can't be right. Okay, something went wrong here. 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, I should have.
Yeah, I think I already pretty much talked about that.
I'm gonna go on break.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that sounds like a really.
Feel free to like either keep working on it or take a break.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think when we come back, we can talk about beliefs and such.
Sounds good.